Hello and welcome to the SEO Friday Show on Wednesday with Barry Schwartz and Josh Bachynski. I'll introduce Barry in a second, but so the SEO Friday Show is a show in which we debate and discuss SEO issues. And I just want to make sure that Barry's here. Say hi there, Barry. This is Barry. Hello, I'm Barry Schwartz, and I will debate with Josh Bachynski today. Oh, yeah, that's great. So thanks, Barry. Thanks for introducing yourself. And today's going to be a great, great debate. If you haven't guessed, something might be a little amiss with Barry. Something might be a little off. Barry is, of course, wrong. He's always wrong. But something might be a little off. And so because Barry's feeling a little under the weather today, he's a little off, you know, maybe other people will join us, and if not, I will answer some questions, and that's what we're going to do. What do you think about that, Barry? Oh, I think this is a good idea. I'm Barry Schwartz. Okay, great. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so with that in mind, if it's okay with you, Barry, I am going to talk about something very near and dear to my heart. So there's been an SEO issue. Is Josh really going to debate himself? Yes, he is. I'm up by myself. There's been an SEO issue that's been going on, and I'd like to talk about it because it drives me crazy. It drives me up the wall, and it's the right to be forgotten. And the right to be forgotten, if you're not aware, recently the European Union has passed a verdict that people in the European Union have the right to be forgotten. That's why they call it that. What that means is for Google is that people can petition Google to have any kind of search page presumably about them, that it's embarrassing for them or upsetting for them or relates to them in some way that they don't want to have on the internet anymore. That they have the right to be forgotten, and so they can petition to Google to have that piece removed. Now, Barry, what do you think about that? I think that blah, 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 blah. Okay. Well, thank you for that insightful comment, Barry. But the right to be forgotten really makes me angry because this is the reason why. And so I'll actually refer directly to a piece that was recently published about the right to be forgotten by Google. And so I'll just share my screen. Okay, so here's the deal, is that here's the thing that Google actually published. And they said that these are the 3 examples of the right to be forgotten that they removed. And I'll read them out. They said that we removed one for a media, we refused to remove one for a media professional who requested that we remove some articles reporting on embarrassing content that he posted to the internet. We did not remove pages from the search results. Here's one that they did remove. A victim of rape asked us to remove a link to a newspaper article about the crime, and the page has been removed from the search results for the individual's name. And then finally, here's one, that's one they did remove, and here's another one they did not remove. They did not remove an article about a financial professional who asked them to remove a few pages reporting on his arrest and conviction for financial crimes. They did not remove them. Now, here's my point. If the middle one, if the unfortunate terrible victim of rape has the right to forget her past, to protect her identity, then whether you like it or not, whether you agree or not, so too do the other people. Because that's how a right works. It's universal, right? If one person gets the right, then everybody gets the right. So it's completely and utterly elitist and unfair for Google to make the determination from their holier-than-thou position who deserves this right to be enforced for and who it doesn't deserve to be enforced for. Not even worse than this, but this is a problem, and even that's not bad enough, this is a problem on even a larger scale, because essentially these people, this financial professional and this media professional, they have already paid their dues. They have, in one case, quite literally served their time. Google does not deserve to extend the governmental punishment process. There's a reason why we have governments Google, and that's because we have to set up who's going to get what kind of punishment among other things. And the government decides, the people of that government decide what the punishment is going to be, whether they're innocent until proven guilty, that they're innocent after they've served their time, and that the punishment is not cruel and unnecessary, among other things, depending on the government. Google does not deserve the right to obfuscate that process, usurp that process, take bits of that process, and extend the punishment process beyond what the government deems is justifiable in that particular case. Google is not the government. Of course, I've said previously, they act like the government. They are usurping governmental power away from governments that are duly elected by us, the people, and Johnny. They take the power away from the governments, and they act like a government, in fact, a totalitarian government. So this is what annoys me the most about the SEO community, is this elitist, holier-than-thou attitude, and I'm sure this is going to win me more friends in the SEO community. But quite frankly, they don't have the right to choose who gets to have an extended punishment. Yes, people do foolish things. Yes, people do silly things. Yes, people do stupid things. That doesn't mean you get to harm them even more, right? They've paid their dues. They've paid for their, in some case, foolish mistake. In some case, not. Like the victim of rape, for example, I would be very interested to see if those elitist people would go so far as to say that she deserved the treatment she received. I certainly don't think so. But the logic of their argument would force them to say that make a foolish decision, deserve to be embarrassed on Google. Well, I don't think that's fair. Clearly, in the one case, it's not. And if you want to go there, well, that's another thing entirely. And if the right applies to one person, it applies to all people. Otherwise, what is the point of having a right? They're supposed to be universal. Barry, what do you think about this particular issue? Back in the day, the search, they told us these things, and now they tell us more. Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you, Barry. Okay, so now let's go to some questions. We have some questions from some viewers. They have some stuff they want to say. So let's look at the first one here. Okay, so why is Barry always wrong? Well, thank you for posting that question, a dedicated viewer. The reason why Barry is always wrong is because he is. That's just the way it is. Because, you know, it's an unfair world, and he does not deserve the right to be forgotten. So he's clearly always wrong. So that question is done. Okay, so let's now move on to the next question. Let's see, which is a good one. Okay, here's one. All right. The Pacific Basin is the largest body of water on the planet. True or false? Well, thank you, Jush Bachynski, or sorry, I can't pronounce your last name. It's crazy. Who would have a last name like that? Yes, as a matter of fact, the Pacific Basin is the largest body of water on the planet, although it's kind of hard to say that, really, because, you know, they're all connected, really. When it comes down to it, they're all connected. So anyway, yes. So the Pacific Basin is the largest body of water on the planet. Okay, that's good. A good question. Good one. Okay, we'll go to another question here. Let's see. Hopefully it's an SEO related question. Oh, here we go. Okay, so Josh, did you really have a private conversation with Matt Cutts? Where do you get off harassing the guy? I mean, come on. He just wants to fight spam, damn it. Good question. Good question. You know, yes, I did have a private conversation with Matt Cutts, but don't worry, it won't ever happen again for two reasons. One, he hates me, I'm sure. I've been a bit, he called me, quote unquote, a sorbic. That's what he called me when we met. You know, and because apparently sending him tweets like, Google, how dare you sleep so well at night, from spreading the webmasters who you know, have made your business, you know, stuff like that. For some reason, he took offense. I don't know why. And the second reason why it'll never happen again is because he quit. So shortly after that conversation, and I published the article, and the CNBC picked it up, and the BBC picked it up, he quit for some reason. I don't know why. There's probably nothing related there whatsoever in any way, shape, or form. Okay, so that was a good question. All right, the next question is another good one. Where do babies come from? I don't know. Quite frankly, I'm not sure. I don't have any, so I couldn't say for sure. Barry has at least one kid, I think, maybe more. Let's see what Barry has to say about that. Barry, where do kids come from? Okay, so Barry didn't have much to say about that one. That was stumper for him. I'm not really sure where that's going. Okay, so, all right. Last question. We'll get to this one submitted by Matt Coffey. Yeah, questions. Questions. Yeah, questions. I'm not sure. Not sure what that means. I'll have to move on. And finally, why do you suck so bad? Why do you suck so bad? Well, many people have wondered why I suck so bad. You know, this has been a question since the dawn of time, since the beginning of Joshdom. People have wondered why I suck so bad, and this is, you know, this is what I'm struggling to answer every day. Okay, so, well, that has been the SEO Friday show on Wednesday with Josh Bachynski and Barry Schwartz. Tune in next week, and hopefully Barry will be feeling a little bit better, be a little bit more animated, and, you know, he might actually be there. No one decided to drop by to argue with me, but that doesn't matter, because clearly I can have an argument with anyone. In fact, I can have an argument with nobody. Just like the level of my IQ, nothing is there. So thank you very much for watching. This has been the SEO Friday show on Wednesday with Barry Schwartz and Josh Bachynski. Say bye, Barry. Bye, Barry. There we go. Tune in next week. Oh, wait, sorry, wait a minute. We have another question. Oh, it's an actual SEO-related question. Sorry, yeah, questions. PBNs will be affected by Penguin, question mark. That's a good question. And seeing that this is supposed to be a vaguely SEO-related show, I'll answer it. Yes. Of course, PBNs could possibly, PBNs, for those who don't know, are private blog networks. It is, so they tell me, it is a tactic in which you make a bunch of sites, make them blogs, and write cheap content or low-level content or even higher-level content, depending on the quality of your writers and the amount of money you want to put into it. Simply for the purpose, usually, of promoting a particular brand. And the promotion can happen in a number of ways. One, you can just talk about the brand and not link to them at all. Two, you can actually make no follow links. Three, you can make mentions of the brand, and Google can pick that up and think, ooh, this is a cool brand because lots of different blogs are talking about it. And finally, in the most blackish, hattish way, you can actually make do follow links to these brands, these websites, and try and gain some advantage or some ranking ability in that way. And so the question, will it be affected by Penguin? Well, the first few methods won't be. Anybody can make a website that's not against the guidelines, and you can mention whatever you want in these websites. You know, of course, Google's unwritten rule is that they might give you a thin content penalty if their writing quality is not high enough on these blogs. Why? Because it's wrong. Because it's unethical? No, because it costs Google money. It costs Google money to spider these blogs and to to process this content and to decide to rank it. So Google is going to penalize us for something that is inherent in their business model that they already want to do and they already decide to do. We don't force them to spider the content. They decide to do that all on their own. However, in one case, it's foolish to do something stupid, then Google doesn't have to remove the results from the search results. In the other case, it is foolish for Google to assume that we're not going to write spammy content and that they're going to have to spend money to, I don't know, something like that. So anyway, the question is, will private blog networks be hit by Penguin? And the answer is yes. Of course, they can possibly be hit by Penguin. In the research I've done, Penguin seems to hit anchor text that is exact match, commercial anchor text that is too spammy as compared to the backlinks, as compared to what the on-page optimization is. So if you have the domain name Buy Herbal Pills, and you have a bunch of links that say Buy Herbal Pills in them, that is the exact kind of thing that Google Penguin would be looking for. At least for Penguin 2.0 from what I looked at, with a couple other qualifiers. Matt, coffee, some person I don't know who submitted this question. So anyway, yes, it's entirely possible. You can get hit by Penguin by any kind of links, whether they're white hat or black hat or not. Cyrus Shepard was hit by Penguin on cyrusshepard.com, or at least it looks like he was hit by Penguin, although he was playing around with the disavow file, so it's hard to say, but on a Penguin date, he lost his ranking. So it's entirely possible that it was made in a completely white hat way. You can still get hit by Penguin if too many people put too aggressive exact match anchor text towards you, and that I find is unethical. Barry, do you have any comments about whether or not that's ethical or not? Well, I find that unethical, not ethical, something, I'm not really here, I'm not Barry Schwartz. Okay, so on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we'll quit the SEO Friday show for today. Thank you for watching the half-drunk Christmas, the Canadian Thanksgiving version of the SEO Friday show on Wednesday. Tune in next week when Barry Schwartz is sure to be here, hopefully, and actually say something, although he's still wrong, because that's the way it is. Thank you, and good night.